All I want for Christmas is a Pathfinder-themed compass. A Pathfinder-themed compass. A Pathfinder-themed compass. No, I don't think anybody wants this for Christmas, really, but whatever. What's up, nerds? It's Saturday. It's 9:15 in the morning on this, a very windy Saturday morning here at Site B. The wind of change here blowing really quiet. You can almost hear it rushing through the artificial canyon of the street that I live on. Can you hear it? Maybe not. Okay, so in case you didn't know, it's the holiday gift giving season. So, being the Grinch that I am, I'm going to find some gifts that you might want to give the holiday tabletop role-playing gamer in your life. And Paizo wants us to know that they are doing a Kickstarter for the Wayfarer Compass. So this is a compass. If you don't know what the Wayfinder is, it is synonymous with the Pathfinder Society, which is part of the whole mythology of Glorian. It's kind of basically, if you're familiar with the Forgotten Realms and the Harpers, it's the same thing. It's just a group of like-minded, generally good-aligned individuals who wander around the world exploring it and pointing out safe places and unsafe places and kind of fighting evil. They're sort of secret agents, they work behind the scenes to do the stuff when the adventurers can't, because there's a finite number of adventurers, so you got to have this other guys who are like, we'll just do. So anyways, don't know a lot about it. It comes from a company I've never heard of, and I don't even know if it's a functioning compass or just a doodad. So yeah, it looks like it's fox gold. It's got some kind of fake gem in the center, plastic, resin, probably molded from a 3D printer. But is it an actually functioning compass? I mean, when was the last time you saw a compass? I don't know. It doesn't say. And I went to the site, Type 40, who I guess is the people who are making this. They're apparently a award-winning design studio based in Australia. But yeah, if you go to their website to see if there's any information on the compass, it's just got some pictures of adventure stuff. It looks like they made a Captain America shield. Looks like they made some Call of Cthulhu stuff. Looks like they've made they've got some cool looking overpriced Call of Cthulhu toys. They got some Avenger toys. They got they make like movie props and stuff like that, and posters and notebooks and stuff. But as for the compass, yeah, okay. But anyways, that's one take on a possible Christmas present for you to get the tabletop role-playing gamer in your life. Another one, of course, this list comes to us from ENWorld, and not surprisingly, it's mostly dice. So, rainbow silicon dice for $10. That looks way too much like candy. I guess these are supposed to be Pride, maybe? I don't know. They're kind of cool. You can't see the numbers, though. So you're going to have to ink those numbers in, which is kind of old school. Silicon, so I guess it could double as erasers in an emergency. Maybe they're less dangerous because they're made of silicon. I don't know. Then we have the dice bullets, which I just don't get. The D6 bullet metal dice, shaped like bullets. They're $22 for a set of, I think, 4 or 5. They come in different themes. I have asked multiple people if these would actually work as real bullets in a modern day gun, and generally people have said no, it wouldn't, because there's no blasting powder in the bullets. So there's nothing to project them. Now, a rail gun, it might work in a rail gun. It definitely work with like an old school blunderbuss, but then you could put anything in an old school blunderbuss and use it as a weapon. But no, which means now, of course, somebody out there is going to come up with a themed villain whose gun shoots bullet-shaped six-siders. Not sure why, but okay. Then, of course, because it's Christmas, we're going to have dice with fake gems on them. And these are these filigree hollow dice that looks like if you look at them wrong, they break. $25. Are made from the zinc alloy with fake bronze. These look just too fragile for me. I'd be afraid to ever roll these because it just looks like, any amount of pressure would just snap them. Dice rollers, of course. Here's one of the examples. This is called a Magic Book Tower dice roller. I looked at this a few times to try and figure out how it would work, and I don't know if it does. So I assuming you start up here, put the dice up here at the first book. It rolls, hits the second book, rolls down, hits the third book, and then rolls through this opening right here. But it doesn't look like the opening's big enough. These pictures really don't do it justice. Should have put in a dice for size comparison, because that opening, I don't know, doesn't really look like it. I can see dice getting stuck up here, so I don't know if this works. This is $26. Also, if you drop it, it's broken. Then we have the weird six-siders for $26. Again, these are they're these little lines to look all futuristic and sci-fi-ish. And for those of you who don't recognize numbers, you can just go, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line, 5 line. Oh, 6 lines. Yeah. Then we have these. This is a hollow orb dice set with egg container. So all the dice are vaguely orb shape, and they all fit in this sort of planetoid shape thing. And again, it's these filigree hollow dice. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use them. Again, I'd be afraid. I'd be afraid that you'd step on these. Then here's the you can't see it in any of the pictures, but it's the revolver dice set. So this is the one that looks like a cylinder for a gun. Shaped to look like the thing that holds the cartridge. And then the dice look like the bullets, and you open it, get to be all Old West. And you've got this very busy picture where they've tried to incorporate the bullet dice into all the pictures, but you can't really see them because the picture's so busy. But the bullet dice are $65 for the revolving cylinder. People were just going to fidget with that when it's at the table. Well, I tell you, I'm going to take my dice and I'm going to shoot you. Yeah. So basically, dice. I mean, we went over this before. What's the best gift you can get tabletop role-playing gamer in your life? Dice, pencils, paper, printer ink, printer paper, notebooks, core rule books. If there's somebody who's getting into a game, or maybe just starting to learn a game, or wants to learn a game, or shown any curiosity about a game, you might want to pick them up the core rule books, which of course now I'm going to use this as a time to shamelessly self-promote my stuff on Lulu, all 3 of the books for the Wretched Vigilantes series. We've got the Wretched Vigilantes core rule book. We've got the first supplement for Wretched Vigilantes, Bad Guys Always Lose. We've got the second supplement for Wretched Vigilantes, Good Guys Never Win. And the third supplement for Wretched Vigilantes will hopefully be done by Christmas. So if you haven't had a chance to support the OGGM, head on over to Lulu, link down below, and pick up the Wretched Vigilantes series. And we're going to end this by checking out the current prices on Amazon for the books. I don't think Amazon's running any Christmas sales. But what we will do for all your gift giving guides is tell you what's going on with the source books. So Dungeons and Dragons starter set. So yeah, okay. So it's gone up in price. It started at 54, dropped down to 20, shot back up to 45. Have you guys seen this thing about Ollie's? It's a store. I've never heard of it. It's called Ollie's Bargain Outlet. And and apparently it is running huge discounts on D&D stuff. With a lot of people are wondering how it is that Hasbro was able to sell this stuff to Ollie's at such a cheap price. So if you can access, if you live near an Ollie's, this is probably the best place to get D&D stuff for 5e right now. Ollie's is nowhere near me. Texas, Kansas. I don't think we're going to find any near me. But yeah, it looks like it's Midwest. Anyways, these are a discount store. If you happen to live in any of these stores, it's marking down. Got tons of D&D stuff for 80% off. 80% off D&D stuff. Some of it new stuff. We're not talking like old crap. We're talking like 5e stuff that came out with this year, marked down 80%. So Hasbro sold off a huge chunk of 5e stuff to Ollie's, and Ollie's is selling it for 80%. So if you're looking for physical copies of D&D books, go to Ollie's. I'll post the link down below. Otherwise, Amazon's got them, but only $10 off. And starter books are always the best way to go. If you've got a fantasy gamer in your life, just, get them the latest D&D Essential Starter Box set. Or if there's another game genre they're interested in other than fantasy, or you don't want to support Wizards of the Coast, most of the games have starter sets or alpha tests or whatever you want to call them. Star Wars, Star Trek, Tales from the Loop, fantasy games that aren't D&D, all the games, I'd say about 75 to 80% of them have starter boxes. Starter boxes are a great introduction. You get sort of a broken down version of the rules, very quick, precise starter rules to get you going and understand. You usually get a good chunk of pre-generated characters. You might get a sample adventure. You might get a map. You might get some dice. You might get some other bits and bobs. But the main thing is, of course, the sample characters and the boiled down rules. And in some cases, that's all you need once you figure out how experience points works. So starter sets are a great way. And once again, if you live anywhere near an Ollie's and you're looking to pick up some marked down Wizards of the Coast stuff for 80% off, Ollie's is the way to go. And I'm hearing from people who've been there that it's not, old crap. It's stuff like that came out within the last year. So yes, it does look like Wizards is looking to unload a huge chunk of its physical product, because 2024 D&D will be backwards compatible with 2023 D&D, which is why they're getting rid of everything that's associated with 2023 D&D at an outrageously low price. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But for those of you who have decided, I don't want to support Wizards of the Coast because of them firing all these people and just generally the crappy year that they've done, there's plenty of other games out there that cover the same genre. If you're looking for a fantasy fix, if you're looking for a sci-fi fix, there's games out there that do that. If you want to do your modern day war, your superheroes, your Old West, they're out there. D&D is not the only fish in the sea. So it's a good time to experiment with other games because a lot of the smaller companies are going to be really pushing their product right now, taking advantage of all the bad press that Wizards has. So yeah, it's a great time. And if you can't think of anything, dice, pencil, papers, notebooks, printer ink, paper for the printer, general school supplies are always great for the gamer in your life. And that's holiday gift giving guide for tabletop role-playing fans, part 2. I'll see you later. Have a great holiday. Stay safe.